Yeah.
The water's back down just a little. And then the water pumpage report chart shows us that we're getting right back up there.
Mhm.
We're still not using as much as we have the last 2 years. Looks like we're hanging tight right there. We got
Yeah, well,
70,
yeah,
90.
Just wait till the heat gets here.
20, yeah. Yeah, there was a
Doing our
lot of water
pools and-
used in
yeah.
17 after the flood.
Oh, yeah.
And
Like cleaning.
cleanups and everything, and then it shows that we're hanging right there. Jason and Mike are both getting together and doing the annual flow report to the TWDB, and they said they'll probably have a report on that next month. And Mike gave me a few things to go over. He just wanted me to read this all first. But on the engineer's report for Light Point Engineering, number 1 was Texas Water Development Board Drinking Water State Revolving Fund loan. Pressure tank number 1 replacement with 100% loan forgiveness. The pre-construction meeting was held on Monday, May 4th, which the notice to proceed, copy was attached, was issued. The completion date for the project is January 19th of 2021. Yeah, so we're hoping by January, we're gonna have both ends being worked on. By January, we should be finished with the water plant.
Cool.
The contractors provided a schedule and shop drawings for the tank itself. In addition, a specification of inadvertently added to the contract documents. The TWDB has requested that we prepare change order number 1. I've already reviewed that with them to remove the specification. This change order has no change in contract price, but still needs to be executed by the city. And I think that right there is the notice to proceed.
Okay, explanation of that?
Yep, and then this is the change order right here, which I've already gone over that with him as well, and there's no price difference. And then there's the contract scope of work and contract time and things of that nature. Okay, and number 2, the TWDB 2018 Hurricane Harvey Emergency Clean Water State Revolving Fund, Phase 2, GLO Tax Day Memorial Day Flood Relief, Wastewater Treatment Plant, Phase 1. The construction plans were submitted to Texas Commission, TCEQ, for reviews in early April. We anticipate having comments back any day now. He actually got that back yesterday.
Yay.
So he said that he'll have more to review for the next meeting. The engineering feasibility report has been submitted to the TWDB and approved. We've been having issues getting Army Corps of Engineers to respond to our requests on behalf of the TWDB. To confirm that there was no wetlands on the property, the Corps recommended that we hire an environmental consultant to review the site, determine if wetlands exist. After discussion with the TWDB, it was decided that we would hire SMC Environmental to make a preliminary wetlands determination. Once the determination was made, the TWDB decided to use the report in lieu of formal letter from the Corps, with the TWDB accepting the SMC report over the Corps letter that projects the 30-day federal objection period. Once the period ends and we have TCEQ approval, then we can move forward with the bidding. So all that's done. What happened is the Corps of Engineers, they had to send a report. Now the Corps of Engineers was the last stage of the environmental portion of this, so we can move forward onto the construction phase. The Corps of Engineers said that states, governments, municipalities always send them these letters of recommendation, and they said they don't have a formal contract or write-up to give back. They just send a letter stating that this is what it is according to maps, move forward, which wasn't what the TWDB was requiring. So that's why Mike went ahead through his company and had an environmentalist come out, and with their formal letter from that environmental, the TWDB was satisfied. So the Corps of Engineers were beyond that hurdle. The environmental is being finalized, and according to an email that I received in conjunction with everybody, it was supposed to be, everything for the environmental should be finalized on the 26th of May. And then the funds would be available to start construction, which is, not the actual construction, but the, bidding for construction.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be another 3-month process, and
Yeah.
The Corps of Engineers isn't held in high regard around this area.
Yeah.
it's like every project needs something from them to move forward, but they don't wanna do their part.
Really?
Yeah, think?
So,
That's good.
other than that, everything's moving forward with the wastewater treatment plant. Everything looks to be good. The environmental's been, it was pre-approved and now it's finalizing. And by the 26th, we're gonna have everything signed, sealed, and delivered. And, number 3, Hurricane Harvey recovery, the wastewater treatment plant generator and lift station and bar screen. The electrical engineer has completed the preliminary design of the electrical components for the wastewater treatment plant. With that complete, they're moving forward with the designing of the generator for the treatment plant. And once again, that design is complete, we can then move forward to approvals. Now, one of the things that I know was hanging that up is they did not approve to put the electrical on top like our existing one is now. They said that's no longer,
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
it's not considered acceptable. So they want either an extended platform or something built from the ground up. Well, Mike is trying to conserve funds and keep everything within budget, so he thought that we would just build a berm and platform and everything on top of a big pretty much a sandcastle. Well, everything come down the line, they talked about it, the engineers went back and forth with several of the environmental and then the engineers, and they decided that it's gonna be more of a bulkhead. So I don't know if y'all understand how bulkhead works, but it's gonna have sidewalls, preferably concrete, rebar, reinforced, and then fill the center up with sand and have a platform built on top of that.
I see the sense that if it does flood, that sand will wash right out.
Well, that's what we're looking at, and that's why original plans, everything was gonna be built on top of the plant, which is how you see a lot of plants like that. But they say that it's not recommended anymore, they're trying to get away from that.
What are they
And
trying to get away from for though?
they don't want the electrical on top of the platform over the plant.